Human Resource Management Principles and Practices. Chapter 3. Training. Part 1. Preview. The concept of training. The benefits of training. A systematic approach to training. Examples of learning principles. The role of computers in training. What is training? Training is the attempt by an organization to change employees through the learning process so that they are able to perform their jobs as efficiently as possible. The ASK model. Change attitudes. A. Develop skills. S. Increase knowledge. K. Training is a learning partnership. The government. The training department. Employees. Employers. Heads of department. The organization. Training vendors. Consultants. Educational institutions. The Human Resource Development Fund. HRDF coverage. Manufacturing, with more than 50 employees. Manufacturing, with 10 till 49 employees with paid-up capital of Rm 2.5 million and above. Services with more than 10 employees. Commercial land transport. Road transport. Railway services. Hotel. Tour operators, inbound. Shipping. Air transport. Advertising. Telecommunication. Postal and courier services. Computer services. Freight forwarding. Private higher education. Research and development. Training. Energy. Direct selling. Accounting and auditing. Engineering consultancy. Warehousing services. Port services. Private hospitals. Security services. Hypermarket, supermarket and department stores. What happens to a company which does not train its employees? Margaret Ann Reed, 2004, and her co-authors in Human Resource Development point out that the following costs will be incurred if an employer does not train his employees. What happens to a company which does not train its employees? payment to employees when learning on the job, which may take longer if it is not properly planned for. Costs of wasted materials, sales and customers lost because of mistakes made by untrained employees. What happens to a company which does not train its employees? Management time cost taken to undo the mistakes made by the untrained employees. Lowered morale, leading to higher turnover among team members who are demotivated by working with an untrained employee. What happens to a company which does not train its employees? Accident-related costs. It is well documented that untrained workers tend to have more accidents. Higher turnover leading to recruitment costs because employees feel they have no prospects of further development. Benefits of training. Training opportunities attract and help to retain talented workers. Training increases worker productivity. Training increases workers' job satisfaction. Training keeps workers up to date. Training helps to motivate workers. Learning organizations. A learning organization is one which is permeated with a culture whereby all employees continuously attempt to increase their knowledge and skills on a cooperative basis. The organization takes proactive steps to retain this knowledge within the organization. The training process. Identify training needs. Set training objectives. Develop the training program. Implement the program. Evaluate the program. Review. The concept of training. The benefits of training. A systematic approach to training. Examples of learning principles. The role of computers in training. Training. Training is the use of systematic and planned instruction activities to promote learning. The approach can be summarized in the phrase learner-based training. It involves the use of formal processes to impart knowledge and help people to acquire the skills necessary for them to perform their jobs satisfactorily. It is described as one of several responses an organization can undertake to promote learning. As Reynolds, 2004, points out, training has a complementary role to play in accelerating learning. It should be reserved for situations that justify a more directed, expert-led approach rather than viewing it as a comprehensive and all-pervasive people development solution. He also commented that the conventional training model has a tendency to emphasize subject-specific knowledge, rather than trying to build core learning abilities. The justification for training. Formal training is indeed only one of the ways of ensuring that learning takes place, but it can be justified when the work requires skills that are best developed by formal instruction. Different skills are acquired by a number of people, which have to be developed quickly to meet new demands and cannot be acquired by relying on experience. The tasks to be carried out are so specialized or complex that people are unlikely to master them on their own initiative at a reasonable speed. Critical information must be imparted to employees to ensure they meet their responsibilities. A learning need common to a number of people has to be met, which can readily be dealt with in a training program, for example induction, essential IT skills, communication skills. Types of training. Training programs or events can be concerned with any of the following: manual skills, IT skills, team leader or supervisory training, management training, interpersonal skills, leadership, team building, group dynamics, neurolinguistic programming. Personal skills, assertiveness, coaching, communicating, time management. Training in organizational procedures or practices, induction, health and safety, performance management, equal opportunity or managing diversity policy and practice. Training. Effective training practices. Effective training uses a systematic approach defined above with an emphasis on skills analysis. The purpose of the training should be clearly defined in terms of the criterion behavior required as a result of training, and the terminal behavior expected. The latter can be expressed as a statement along the lines of, on completing this training the participant will be able to. Defining criterion and terminal behaviors will provide the basis for evaluation, which is an essential element in the achievement of successful training.